In the quiet little town of Meadowbrook, nestled between rolling green hills and a sparkling river, lived a tiny kitten named Pip. Pip was no ordinary kitten. His fur was the color of midnight, and his eyes shimmered like two bright emeralds. But what truly set Pip apart was his insatiable curiosity. While his brothers and sisters were content chasing yarn balls and napping in sunbeams, Pip was always looking up, dreaming of the vast star-dusted sky. Every night he would sneak out to the highest branch of the old oak tree in his backyard. From there he watched the moon sail across the sky and the stars twinkle like scattered diamonds. There was one star in particular that captivated him. It was brighter and sparkled with more colors than any other. Pip called it the wishing star. He believed that if he could just reach it, the star would grant him the biggest wish of all, to fly. He longed to soar through the night, dancing among the constellations. One evening, a fierce gust of wind shook the old oak tree. Pip watched in awe as his wishing star seemed to wobble, and then, to his astonishment, it fell. It streaked across the sky, a shimmering trail of light, before disappearing into the dark heart of the whispering woods. Pip's heart pounded with excitement. This was his chance. Without a second thought, he leaped from the branch and scampered towards the woods, determined to find his fallen star. The Whispering Woods was a daunting place, especially for a small kitten. The trees were tall and ancient, their branches twisting together to form a dense canopy that blocked out the moonlight. Strange shadows danced around him, and the hoot of an owl made him jump. But Pip was brave. He remembered the shimmering trail of the star and followed the faint, magical glow it had left behind. He tiptoed past sleeping badgers and scurried under giant ferns. Deeper and deeper he went, until he heard a soft, whimpering sound. Following the noise, he found a small, glowing creature tangled in a thorny bush. It wasn't a star at all, but a tiny firefly, its light flickering weakly. Its little wings were caught, and it was crying softly. Pip's heart melted. He forgot all about his wish to fly. All he could think about was helping this poor creature. Carefully, using his tiny paws and sharp little claws, he began to gently pull the thorns away from the firefly's wing. It took a lot of patience, and he even got a few scratches on his nose, but he didn't give up. Finally, with one last gentle tug, the firefly was free. The little firefly buzzed with joy, its light growing brighter and brighter until it glowed as brilliantly as the star Pip had seen fall. "Thank you, thank you," it buzzed in a tiny, tinkling voice. "You saved me. My name is Glimmer." Pip smiled, his heart full. "I'm Pip. I thought you were a star," he confessed. Glimmer giggled, a sound like tiny bells. "I might not be a star from the sky, but I can still grant a wish for a kind heart like yours. What is it you desire most?" Pip's eyes widened. He thought about his dream of flying, of soaring through the night. But then he looked at the new friend he had made, and the satisfaction he felt from helping. "I don't need a wish anymore," Pip said softly. it. Helping you was a better feeling than any wish could give me. Glimmer's light pulsed with warmth and admiration. You have a truly noble heart, Pip, but a promise is a promise. Suddenly, thousands of other fireflies appeared, emerging from the trees and bushes. They swirled around Pip, their lights blinking in a beautiful, mesmerizing dance. "We will show you the magic of the woods," Glimmer buzzed. The fireflies gathered around Pip, lifting him gently off the ground. He gasped in delight. He was floating. They carried him up, 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 above the treetops of the whispering woods. It felt just like flying. He soared through the cool night air, the wind ruffling his fur. Below him, the forest looked like a dark, sleeping giant, and above, the real stars seemed close enough to touch. He danced among the fireflies, twirling and gliding in the moonlight. It was more wonderful than he had ever imagined. He wasn't just flying, he was part of a magical, living constellation. He saw his home in the distance and waved a paw, knowing his family was sleeping soundly, unaware of his incredible adventure. After what felt like a magical eternity, the fireflies gently lowered him back down to the edge of the woods, right by his own backyard. "Thank you, Glimmer," Pip purred, his heart overflowing with joy. "That was the best night of my life, Glimmer," and the other fireflies blinked in farewell. "Remember, Pip," Glimmer buzzed, "true magic isn't about getting what you want, but about the kindness you give to others." Pip scampered back to the old oak tree, his heart lighter than ever. He climbed to his favorite branch and looked up at the sky. The wishing star was back in its place, twinkling brightly. Or perhaps it was a different star. He couldn't be sure. But it didn't matter anymore. Pip had learned something far more valuable than how to fly. He learned that the greatest adventures and the truest magic are found not in reaching for the stars, but in helping a friend in need. And as he curled up to sleep, he dreamt not of flying, but of all the new friends he might make tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining me for this little story today. I hope it brought a smile to your face. If you enjoyed spending time with Pip, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel for more heartwarming tales. Until next time, take care and keep spreading kindness.